Hi, YouTube. It was strange. This is my third try to try and get this camera to work. I didn't get mine yesterday, but I might today. So, a new camera. But anyway, that was strange. I had somebody say that they found me that I was a crazy woman that had come into their feed. I said, perhaps. Crazed for certain. If you knew what's inside me that I keep subdued, crazy doesn't cover it. See, we're in a psychological war here. You do the psycho part, I'll do the logical part. How's that? I got a song for that. Well, two of them. I just dropped in to see what condition my condition was in, and Ball of Confusion. Look up them two and check out those lyrics, and that'll tell you how crazy I am. I mean, talking about um, current events, what's going on, like, civics, what's going on with the people in the world, that's far from crazy. But, each to their own. If you're not a warrior to fight for other people, you probably don't want to listen to my channel anyway. So anyway, you can go listen to Joe Rogan. He'll sell you something. We might have a little bit of noise. I'm not sure. Maybe, maybe not. But and I don't know how long I'll be on here for today, but just checking in to see what condition my condition is in. I think I'll drop that in this video for you so you don't have to go looking for it, and I'll share Ball of Confusion over in my community. I'll share them both over there later. um I shared some songs, some music this morning, so yeah, get my day going the good way. Yeah, we didn't get our fiber optics put in here yesterday. It was too wet. The guys that were gonna do it, I don't know. They got to start with us because we're at the beginning of the road. So, not sure if they're like staying around here locally or whatever. Sometimes people are contracted or subcontracted to do jobs on bigger projects like that, putting in them fiber optic lines for the electric companies. So, I kept trying to tell them that they were put in. Oh, it's almost like over 25 years ago. They already ran a line up here with fiber optics on the other side of our driveway. But these stupid men that are in charge of all this, they're not listening to me. What it is they want to make more money off it. I'm telling you, I was here and paid the electric here almost, well, if not 30 years ago, because I've been here 35, if not 30, at least 25 years ago, fiber optics was put up here. It wasn't hooked up because it wasn't like from the main terminal to all the ones that they had already put the fiber optics up to the house long time ago. But yeah, I don't know. It seems kind of scammy to me, but a lot of things do in this world. So, and I have a most excellent memory. I mean, a really not so much for like things uh maybe academically, but certainly historically. Like in my life, I don't forget things. And typically, I don't a lot for what I've learned either. But I think a lot of time what we learn when we get older, it's like a computer. It's there in the system if you dig for it. Otherwise, it's not on the surface level because you got more and you got to keep, you know, like put it on a USB and set it aside till you need it type of feeling, you know. So, yeah, tiny bit of noise, but not bad. Yeah, anyway, crazy doesn't even cover the feeling I have inside for what I see people going through and how the academic world and the mental health community is trying to pretend that psychological disorders that they're calling mental illnesses are pure ass evil bullshit. And that's my fight with them. And I'm as trained as them, if not moreover. And I've got a big war with these people that are trying to pretend that what they call mental illnesses, I'm calling evil. And people are like, oh no, and or even like in religious aspects, people will say, well, hate the sin and not the sinner. Well, I'm sorry, but it wasn't the sin that broke my fucking jaw, it was the sinner, that type of thing, or ribs or whatever people have had done to them. No, you know, hate, who cares what word you put on that? And whether you forgive somebody, if that's not like, you might forgive them one day and you might not the next. You know, people aren't, you can't just stick somebody in one spot and say this is definitively who you are, what you're meant to be, and everybody's on that same path like that, because maybe you're not. Some things are unforgivable, you know. If it weren't, why then in the scriptures does it tell people to judge, and then it says, judge lest you be judged on the same measure? The same measure. So if you're up to it, in other words, if you can stand up to that integrity and that righteousness within yourself, then judge. If you can't, if you're not worthy of that, then you probably shouldn't. And I would say most people that are judges or do judge psychologically are not sound enough to judge other people's mental health and emotional well-being. Those are my, because I mean, when's the last time you wanted to pay a couple $100 a session for some retard to tell you how to act in your life? You know, shit, you can get that for free anywhere. So why pay somebody for their opinion on you or what's written in a book by people just like them? Who are they? That's what I want to know. And I'm a trained counselor, don't get me wrong, and more than that, I've got a lot of experience taking care of people's emotional care behind me. So I'm not just talking, I'm actually telling you how I feel on the subject as far as the psychological war that's going on, people that want to do harm to other people versus ones that don't, and people that want to protect other people versus ones that don't. So, what side are you on? Crazy woman? You don't know what crazy is. I could tell you crazy's when somebody kills one of your children, or crazy's when somebody rapes your baby, or you don't fucking know crazy. You're just met crazed, but you don't know crazy. I keep that subdued, and it doesn't describe me, but thank you for trying. Is it my turn to analyze you? You don't even have a real face, the person that wrote me. I don't even know who you are. Here I am. I'm not hiding. Who are you? So, and that's what's going on in this world with a lot of people. You got the real ones and you got the fake ones, you know. I like to ask people, I ask this a lot. Would you stake your soul that you're an honest person? Would you rather die than lie? Just answer me. It's real simple. I can tell you I would rather die than lie. Who are you? Can you say the same? How crazy are you, really? And what do you stand for? What do you defend, if anything, on this planet besides yourself? What do you really stand up for? You know? How integral are you? How where is your place in this system? Where do you fit in? I know what I'm doing. I know what I was born to do. So, I'll have another cigarette with you and talk a little bit more. Yeah, I gotta remember I'm gonna put Ball of Confusion lyrics in here for you. So, yeah. Or another good song for that type of feeling is The Logical Song by Supertramp. That's a pretty good one too. It is all about being logical. I mean, when like they want to take what the definition of a woman is out of, and they did out of Britannica encyclopedia and dictionary. Good old England, rah rah, good job, guys. you know, and we have people in Congress right on the floor of our White House that a woman that cannot define the definition of a woman. Wow. Holy smokes. Let's start with the chromosomes, but then go a little beyond that, even with hormone injections or whatever, altering things, people. Only women bleed, Let's just get that straight. I mean, um, ministrate, you know. I guess men can bleed too if you poke them with the right thing, whichever that might be. Ouch, right? How would you like it? No, yeah. Where do you like it? Yeah, or not. It is a matter of, it's the psychological warfare, period. No matter who you meet, it's always a matter of psychology and their psyche and your psyche, your aura and their aura, whether they admit it or not, you know. You can be the brightest bulb in the room, and all the dim wits are going to tell you you're not even plugged in when they aren't. Or they're all on the same power strip and it overloaded, you know. They just blew up. Couldn't help it. It's like the old, how many narcissists does it take to screw in a light bulb? None. They gaslight. So anyway, that's probably about it for today. I'll find that ball of confusion for you. Um, I got a few things I should be doing, but I may or may not. Not sure. I did some stuff. I want to exercise yet today, and I usually get it done a little bit earlier, but if I'm talking about touchy subjects that could rattle my cage, I'm careful not to get my adrenaline way up there before I come on here, because, like, I'm always challenging people to a sparring match if you're a martial artist, you know, because you really don't want to anger me. You might think it's funny, but it's not, because I can read your electronic signature and you can't hide from energy. So just thought I'd leave you on that note. Peace from Pine City, Minnesota, USA. I don't care if you have a good night or day, if you're a piece of trash. But if you're not, yeah, have a lovely day. Okay, come on.